Hey guys, I'm Dave and welcome to Wimborne Boxing Club's channel. We aim to bring you the very best boxing tutorial, boxing drill and coaching corner videos every single week. So if you like the sound of that, why don't you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell next to it and you will be notified every time we post a video. Right then, on with today's tutorial on how to shadow box.
Kick for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, if they pretend, came off the bench, I get it in.
So shadow boxing is a really effective drill if done correctly. The problem you do get with shadow boxing is as soon as you tell someone to shadow box and don't give them any direction, or they're very novice or new to shadow boxing, you get a lot of just moving about, very, and this is a key word, very unrealistic. So shadow boxing is, like I say, a great tool if it's done with a purpose. So the main thing to take on this video, or the main thing to take away from this video, is shadow box with a purpose. If you've seen any of my other videos, you will always see I'm banging on about having a purpose when you do a drill, and it's the same when it comes to shadow boxing. Now this isn't a how to box, this is a how to shadow box tutorial, so I'm assuming that everyone knows how to adopt the stance and how to throw punches, so we're not teaching you that. Today we're going to teach you actually how to shadow box. So the first thing you've got to do is to make sure that everything is real. So when I say that, what I don't want to see my boxers doing is just kind of looking about the place, just throwing any kind of shot. There's no realism there. There's nothing really coming back, or they're not visualizing an opponent. So if there's no realism, this isn't going to transfer across into any other skill in boxing. It's not even going to do much for a warm-up. And I hate people that say shadow boxing is a warm-up. Yeah, it can be used as a warm-up, but it's still done with a purpose. The purpose isn't to warm up. You are still trying to get something from shadow boxing. So the first thing is, like I say, realism. So when I'm shadow boxing, I'm imagining that I've got an opponent in front of me. So if I'm going to throw a shot, I throw with good technique, which is the second point. I'm going to throw with good technique. So I might throw my jab. Now, we teach to punch and react. So I'm going to have to do something other than just jab. Because if I just stand there and jab, boom, I'm going to get a shot. I'm going to take one, aren't I? So if I'm shadow boxing, every time I finish my last punch, which might be a jab in this case, boom, I might take a little step back. Boom, I might take a little step across, but it's now more real because I'm throwing and then I'm moving. And I'm visualizing what I'm trying to do with that jab, where it's going to land, what I'm going to do after. Am I bringing in other shots? Am I creating an angle? Okay, so realism, punch, react, that's real. I'd say that's what we teach our boxers in the ring. Punch technique, so it's not this, looking around. Punch technique, so when I throw a jab, I'm working on my technique. When I throw the rear hand, I'm working on my technique. I'm bringing the hands back to where they belong, back on my chin. And I'm thinking all the time about good quality technique. So I'm saying good movement patterns. And the next one, again, it kind of combines with realism a little bit, and having a purpose, is I should now not just be visualizing an opponent, but the 3 S's. This is what I've always been taught, the 3 S's. What stance is my opponent in? Are they southpaw? Are they orthodox? That straight away is going to start making me think a little bit about how I'm going to box this person. What's the size of my person? Are they taller than me? Are they shorter than me? Again, this is going to dictate how I'm going to shadow box, the tactics in which I'm going to use, and lastly, the style of my opponent. Now that is really important. Are they aggressive? Am I going to have to work off the back foot and be moving about more? Are they a bit more negative? It means I'm going to have to come forward a bit more. Are they a counter puncher, which means I might have to trigger to draw a punch and then counter it? Are they evasive? So are they moving around a lot, which means I'm going to have to use a lot of lateral movement to try and pin him against the rope, pin him in a corner, and then let my hands go. So these are just a few different styles. But you can see now how I've moved away from doing this, not really getting any realism or anything I can transfer over into boxing and into sparring, to now I'm fighting a tall boxer who's got a long range and is quite aggressive. So I'm moving back, I'm then throwing my shots, I'm then exiting low, and then moving. Here they come again, move, close the gap. So I'm thinking now, aren't I? I'm constantly thinking about tactics against this opponent. So how to shadow box, like I said, I'm assuming you know how to throw your punches, but the more important part of shadow boxing is what are you boxing against? Are you visualizing not just what you're doing in the opponent, but probably what's coming back at you and how you're gonna, what defenses you're gonna use to make sure you're not hit, to close the gap if you need to, or to keep it longer, and what you're gonna do next. So these are now transferable skills into the ring when we're sparring and when we're competing. So that is my pretty quick how to shadow box tutorial. Guys, if you got a lot from that, smash the thumbs up button, give us a comment below and tell us how you found this video, but also anything else you might want to see, and hit that subscribe button, guys, so you don't miss another video again. All the best. Let's get on to the next video, which I almost forgot. On to the next video, and I'll see you there, guys. Boom.